Hey, Joseph, where the activist supply? Yes, it's the ugly zombie again, and I'm sort of sorry. And then on the other hand, I'm not because this is actually to anyone's benefit who's watching. They can compare the other videos, and I'm not probably going in the best order here or anything. It's probably not best to start with simulated process and stuff, but this is how it kind of clicked with me when I started realizing how colors work together and how you could really add depth by using only a few colors. And I started realizing about the degrees of halftones and overprints. When I started looking at the more simple stuff, it really just came together how I could use that stuff. And in the end, we're gonna do a lot of simulated process and index and stuff, and then we're gonna do a lot of overprints, and then we're gonna do just some regular separation, fast workflows, a lot of stuff about the color tools in Corel Draw and the color tools in Photoshop and Illustrator. And then we'll move on to creating assets and designing for print. I'll bring, some of the briefs that I have, what our clients need, and I will look at it and I'll say, okay, this is what we got to build. Let's think about registration. Let's think about opacity. Let's think about print order. Let's think about gutters and traps. Let's think about everything we need to think about as we build this design. And after we're done with all the designing and I kind of transition my channel talking about other things, I'll have a body of work. And so it won't really matter the order I went in. I'll have a little bit of whatever someone's looking for when it comes to color separation. There's going to be a lot of stuff on color separation. I'm kind of working this right now. I had talked about the channels and the calculations and the color range. So I thought I would do this in here. And so if you have seen my videos on that, you know what the channels look like. So when I pull these, you'll know, and I don't have to do extremely long videos and follow through all the way on everything because you'll get an understanding and you can refer to the other videos. But this is going to be a long video. And what I would say to people who say, man, you make long videos, I would say, press pause, come back to it another time, press dislike, whatever. Um, it's just, I'm sharing my knowledge, and um, I don't like to try to sit and do it in parts. Maybe eventually I will, and maybe that'll be a better way to do it. I'm going to do a vector video later. Now I'm going to look at percentages of color in Corel Draw and percentages of color in Illustrator. Let's see. Okay, so some things about this to consider. First thing, we're going to be doing a CMYK, and I talked about having swatches. So these are my HSV. When I do HSV pulls, I can use these. When I do, I'm going to shift click because I was meaning to take something out of here, and that is I'm just gonna get rid of that one because I don't need that one. And then I can, but so these are the swatches I referred to in another video. And I just kind of want to show you how I use those, and I use them for guides and stuff. So as I was saying before, some things about this design here. Now the channels, they do blend it together. And so it's going to look different in the end because I'm not going to really tweak things, but you're going to learn how to tweak things and get the colors precise. But I'm not going to go that far with it. And that's going to look great, and it's going to be the exact right channels to do the printing. But I mean, print order matters, the way it blends, the solidity, and I have my settings on here a certain way that's geared towards our print, so I know how it's going to render. It's going to look different. It's in channels, so it does have opacity and it will blend through. The other one didn't. Neither one is more precise than the other. Both were perfect channels for those colors to use on press to get this exact print right here. And I think I pretty much showed that in the other one, and it was pretty much show in this one, unless it just gets really long and I don't want to keep you guys forever on the video. So the first thing I need to do with this is I need to put it in CMYK mode. And say, okay. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to pull in these CMYK swatches. This is a reference that comes in handy. I don't need them, but they are good to have. Okay. So I drop this down here, and I'm going to stop what I'm doing and talk about the other things I mentioned. Flattening this real quick. You got to do that when you form multi-channel documents. So I mentioned color range before, and you can use the color range. It's excellent, actually, but it has its place. We're going to use it in the vectorization video later. But if, like, let's say I pull this right here, this color, it's actually a spot because this is not a primary. And what I'm doing is I could pull the darkest part, pull the fuzziness to where it gets all of that, and it'll do tints to make up this area. I could get a color that matches this color exactly and not have any black mixing in, and then it would do halftones of this stuff. So it's actually a spot with halftones done in Photoshop if you do them that way. Now, if you were to make these kind of swatches and do your pull, then you're actually pulling the primary color. And as you can see, it doesn't get it good. It gets it pretty good, but you have to do some other tweaks. There's another way to use this tool, and there's a way to use the black and white like we did in Corel with the grayscale. There's a way to use that in here, but I'm not going to complicate things. I use all of them to tweak things, and tonight we're going to do a really complicated way of doing a simulated process, but it's the way I learned, and it's pretty precise. So you can go right here and pull a red. Now that's a precise red. Look at it. This is 100% magenta and 100% yellow, which is exact red in the CMYK spectrum. And that's a perfect pull. Let's look at the yellow. You should recognize the yellow, okay? That is a perfect yellow. Look, it only pulls the yellow, no grays, anything. And gray makes up every color. So if it wasn't a perfect pull, it would have a little bit of it. Excuse me, I'm gonna drink some coffee. All right, so let's move into what we're gonna do for this. It's gonna be a knocking out of color and building off of CMYK channels plus a calculations pull. So we're gonna cancel that and we're gonna go into our channels. And the first thing we gotta do is make a whole gang of channels, but I wanna make a duplicate of this for if I need to work in, and I'm going to call it base black top white BBT, and we'll just click on that. Now we'll go back over here into this document right here. That's because I'll show you in the end, sometimes you might want to use the one that I used the other day, but you still can bring them into your channels. Everything will be in channels, so it'll be a document that'll print. You can make it an EPS that'll go in Illustrator and print as all grayscales. If you have a rip, you can halftone it in here by splitting the channels and doing what I did to the other one, build the halftone preview and all that. But you can build that anyway, even if you're keeping it in channels and you just want to see what it'll look like. You can just copy the document and then build your halftone preview with your copy by splitting the channels and making them all into halftones. I'm talking really fast tonight because I'm afraid this is going to be long, but I'm sorry. It's not easy stuff to try to explain to someone. So the first thing I do is I go in here and I make a new channel. And I have my reasons why I don't go ahead and make it a spot. But I use all capitals and I say cyan, and it's set on 100% cyan on the first one. And I say, okay. Then I go and I double click on it again and make it a spot and say, okay, now we're working in spot channel. I don't do it from the beginning because sometimes it's kind of quirky. So now I double click on it, all capitals magenta, and then I click on here. Oh, I accidentally hit it, so now I got to do all these values. I hate that. It should have been set up for me with everything zeros except for switch two numbers. But anyway, so it's 100% magenta, and then you say okay. And then I'm just going to keep dragging them down, and I got to make a lot of channels, but this can fly. I'm having to kind of talk through it, so it's going a little bit slower than it should. But oh, I hit that thing again. I'm trying to rush, but that's all right. 0, 0, 0. All right, so there's the yellow. Now we pull down. We want to make red, and so this becomes easy if I do it right. This time I only want to hit it once, not be dumb. All right, now if I'm making red and the CMYK, I just make that 100. Say okay, okay. Now pull this down, make another one. Double click on that. We're gonna all caps green. Click in here. I have my magenta and my cyan, which is zeros for this one, and then it's 100. Oh, 100 there, and that is green in the CMYK. All right, now we're gonna make a purple channel, which I know I said I don't understand people do purple, but I don't do it this way a whole lot. You can do a blue, but this is a good way to do it. It's a good way. I use a lot of different methods, but this is a calculation way, and well, it's each to his own on how you do it. This is how I learned, and it really gave me a great understanding of what's going on in the channels. So that's actually technically the purple. It's a azure blue is what it is. That we call it purple, but because it has magenta in it. So I say, okay, now I need to make gray. And for gray in this, you want 50, 50, 50, 0. And so you're not pulling any of the black spectrum, which I actually think you could because well, you'll see when I make my blacks and bases. Let's drag this down. I'm sorry, I'm drinking coffee. So let's see here. All right, now we'll do black, and we go in here and we're gonna make this 0, 0, 0, 100. So okay, now we're gonna make a base and a background. And B-A-S-E. Have I been making them all capital? Sometimes I forget. I didn't do my cyan. I go back up and fix that because I want it to be right. Now let's pull it out of the corner. Say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fix that now. I could have swore I said I was doing all capital when I did that. Oh well. Alright, now base, we'll go down here. And we're gonna make the base. We'll make it 100% cyan black. We're not going to end up using it though. I'm only going to do it for a light garment probably today because it could get into a bunch more work. I will make them, but I'm not going to tweak everything in to that way. Oh, I could do it. It just depends on how fast this is kind of rolling along. Okay, I forgot to call this background. Alright, that's the background. Alright, now after you do those, you go down and click on your bottom one, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Double click on this, make it a spot, call it capital C, okay. Make that a spot, call it capital M, okay. Double click on that, make it a spot, call it capital Y, okay. Double click on that, make that a spot, capital K. And then, okay, somebody's walking around right above me. And we kind of have an older house. So I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. I need the soundproof down here. I got professional sound equipment, professional cameras, professional lighting. I just didn't soundproof it. So usually trying to make it when my son's when my son's asleep or whatever. Someone's up. Who cares? All right, we're set there. So now I want to kind of explain it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. But if I tell the keys the first few times at least, should be pretty understandable. So I'm gonna click on this cyan. It's Command A, Command C, and that's select all and copy. And I come down here, Command V. Now I want to take away from the cyan this black, this yellow, and this magenta. So I'm gonna always Command click here, Command Shift, Command Shift. So the first one you Command Shift click, the second two you Shift click. All right, and then after that, it's hold down the command the whole time, and I command delete. When I get all those selected, I let off on the shift. I command delete, then I command D to deselect, and then I command L to bring up the levels. And so let me show you what that kind of looks like. When you do command click on the K. Oh, I didn't make my K yet, did I? No, oh, I gotta make these. I'm sorry. I only made that one. Let me slow down here. All right, when I made that, I actually needed to put it in here. And so I can still, right now, I can Command V and get it in there. Now I need to go and get my magenta, Command A, Command C, take it down here. I'm sorry, Command V. You gotta make copies of these first. It's just that I could have went up and used those, but you got to inverse when you do it, and I forgot about that. I like to do it this way better. So it's Command A, Command C, and bring down that yellow, and Command V. That's why we have these down here. I forgot about that because I used to always grab the channel, but it's the inverse up here, and then you would have to inverse it. So Command A, Command C, and then now I'll have it in here, Command V. So this is my cyan here, so I can get started now and pulling them. Sorry. So what you do is you copy your channels down here. Copy all, select all and copy, Command C, and then Command V, paste them in here. Then you start with your cyan right here. Apologies. So now we Command click, Command Shift click, Command Shift click. Now we have the other three. Now we hold down the command still. You don't have to, but it's just fast. You just Command delete. So we took away those. And then we Command D, Command L. And that brings up our levels. We're going to get rid of the gray. As you can see, all this left is the cyan and the gray. And so that's why this thing that I made comes in real handy. This is perfect on a film. This would be 100% punched out, and this is the gray that we need to remove so we can watch where it goes away. And we know our channel. There it is. We've seen it before. We've seen this channel before on the other videos. So you can go look at those, and the Corel one or the Photoshop one, this is what the cyan channel looks like for this, for a simulated process. We'll click on OK. Now it's Command A, Command C. Take it up to the new cyan right here, Command V. Now you have your cyan channel. You go back to your working, Command delete, get it out of there. Move to your next one, Command A, Command C. Take it to the working. That's our working channel. That's what we're doing there. Paste it in. Now, that's our magenta, so we're going to get the other ones. Command click on the K. Command shift click on the Y. Command shift click on the C. And then Command delete. Command deselect. Command levels. Now we just watch our little gray down there. Photoshop tells you where it should be, and that's this line area here. But if you got that down there, you can really feel secure that you have the right thing. So we say OK, we Command A, Command C, take it up to there, Command V, come back down to this, Command delete. Now we move to our yellow. Command A, Command C, move it in here, Command V. Now we need to grab these. Command click, Command Shift, Command Shift, Command Delete, Command D, Command L. Now let's get the gray out. Okay, the gray is gone. Let's see if we can put any of that. Nope, we want it right there. So we're gonna click on OK, or just you can press enter. So now it's Command A, Command C. Go up to your yellow, Command V, go back to your working channel, and Command Delete. Now we don't do it with the black. This is where we start with the calculations controls. We're going to go up, we want to turn our CMYK on, turn our working document off, go to Image, Calculations. Now you want to use your CMYK right here, and you want to put it on screen. You want it to be going to a new channel, you want it to be 100%. So for the first one that I have up there, which is the red, we know that that is magenta and yellow that make it up. Okay, and we can say okay. But now we need to remove the other two from it, which would be black and cyan. So command on that one, command click, command shift click on that one, command delete, command D, command L, and let's get the gray away from this. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm gonna say okay, command A, command C. Wish I hadn't messed up at the beginning. Really wanted to show you guys the right way to do this. Hopefully that didn't confuse anyone. You have to make copies of your cyan, magenta to come down here to work. This is your working area. This with your working thing. When you're doing the calculations, the channels come up for you here and you work in those. Okay, so now we command A, command C. We take that up to the red and we command V. Now we don't have to do the we don't have to do that again. Remove it out of the working channel. We're going to use that again in a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm going to clear that out. It is clear, so we're good. All right, we'll go up here. Now we're going to do the next one I have is green. So to image, calculations, we know that the green is the cyan and the yellow. So it's already on yellow. Screen. There you go. Now we want to take the magenta and the black out of it. So command on the black, command shift on the magenta, command delete, command D, command L, pull the gray out. So there the gray is, it's out of there. We got our green. So we say command A, command C, go to our green, command B. Isn't that nice? And we know, we've seen the green channel board. This is going to be a strong green channel. You can pull back. The print order matters. The opacity matters. You don't have to worry about all that. If you know you have strong channels, you don't worry about what it looks like afterwards so much. All right. Where are we now? We're going to do the purple, which is a calculation, is the cyan and magenta. We saw that when we were building the colors. So we're going to grab our... Oh, actually, when you go there and you have that, you know you haven't grabbed everything. So you make sure you have those selected. Go to your calculations. Now you want to get your C. Hit one down too low. C and M. Now you have what you need there. It's a C and M, so we're going to get the K and Y out. Command on the K, command shift on the Y, command delete, command D, command L. Let's get that gray out of there. All right, that's perfect. Say OK, command A, command C, take it up to the purple, command V. Now how do we get our gray? We get our gray by we're going to select all of these and only these. We're going to do command A, command C. We're going to go down into our working document, command V. Now we got to take every color away from it, including black. And that'll leave only the true gray that's out beyond our color. So we'll start here and we'll command click. Then we have to start command shift and go down each one. And then we skip down to the black one here. You want to use the ones you made, not the ones right here. You want to use the ones that are knocked out properly. And then select that. Now it's command D, command delete, command D, command L. This one is a tad more tricky. Okay, you want to pull your shadows up to where it's a solid. So it's a little bit different. Okay, usually it takes a lot of tweaking. I don't even like using a gray. I like using the black that has the midtones in it. But we can pull this up and see. We're gonna want it about right here, I think. It should go all the way to here, but I'm not gonna make it that strong. I may not get a perfect rendering either, but I can always make it stronger later. And then it still may not render right, but I know that this is the right channel. I actually would do this with a black anyway, with a black channel from this document. So I can show you that too. So let's say okay, command A, command C, take it to our gray, command V. Now we need to go back down here and get rid of this, command delete, because we're going to make our white. I really don't like making it in here, but I will show you how supposedly is a good way to do it in here. I don't think it's a great way myself, but again, you grab everything, command A, command C. Again, you take it down in here and you paste that in. And this time you command I to invert it. Grab the magic wand, command D to deselect that. I'm going to grab that, knock it. Oh, yeah. We're going to just say white for the outside, of course. All right, and you can see a base there. It really should get a levels. But I remember this base from when we pulled our base. I think that's a bad thing that I do. And I gotta say, that looks pretty good for a base. It's a pretty nice looking base. Yeah, I'm leaving that base for right now. And I'm gonna say okay. Now I'm gonna command A, command C. I'm gonna take that up to the base, command V. I don't think I need my working document anymore. Let's go here. I'm not even gonna worry about the background or the base right now. Let's put the gray at the top. Let's put the black up there too. Yeah, the second black. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this K, command A, command C. Before I paste it in, I'm going to change this to a capital black. Oh man, levels came up. I didn't have this actually selected. That's what it would be. L-A-C. What? Oh, I know what it is. I don't have it. I didn't take the cursor and go over it or something. Is that what it is? B-L-A-C. No, I had command, not shift. I've been so used to holding down the command. All right, so there's that. And then we can go ahead and command V. And didn't want to do it. So let's command D. I must have done something dumb. We got to go back to the black. Command A, command C. Now we're going to go in here. And it's just pasting the one that's from the CMYK. As you can see, it's a perfect black. So we're going to turn on our gray. We're going to turn on our cyan. We're going to turn on our magenta. We're going to turn on our yellow. We're going to turn on our red. We're going to turn on our green. We're going to turn on our purple. Wow, that's pretty good. You can't go off of this. Okay, now what I would suggest is, if you're gonna put it on a base and stuff, go look at my other video and see how I do it. Actually, I can show you. I will make the black, just the black, but I would want you to go watch the video if you want to see how to make the others. That looks perfect. And I'm not looking at this so much. And let me tell you why. The only thing that should be solid is the black. So let's go in this channel and let's make this, we'll just make it 60 for now. Different people have different opinions on what they should be, and it really depends on your settings and things. But wow, I did get a good pull. I got it good the first time. Yeah, that is good. You got to think a lot of this. I'm going to actually put that one at 30. And then I'll put the red at 60. I'll say okay. Put that 60. Let's put it 60, yeah. Okay, so this is opacity, so it's kind of letting the other colors show through. Look how good the necklace looks. Look how green this is, brown that is. Oh my goodness, this is a perfect, it's a perfect pull. Then let's look at this purple. Let's take it down some. That'll be a 60. Sure. All right, so let's talk about the bases and stuff. I can use this document here for a moment. It is a little darker, but remember, we're dealing with opacity and blends and stuff. Another one, this is a flattened image here. But wow, that does it. That's it. I mean, that's a perfect pull. I guarantee you, if you use those inks, because look, you don't look at this. If you're looking at this, you're looking at the channels having to sit on top of each other. Look right here at my colors. Look at my color bar. Those are exactly perfect. So this is a 100% perfect pull. You got to remember, all those came back together with the pulls. Yeah, it's a perfect pull. No, 100%, no doubt about it. That's a perfect pull. So, but let me show you this. So here we are in here. Um, we do the image adjustments. We got to go to mode RGB. Actually, I copied it after I did that thing. So we go to black and white. We go to maximum white, and we say okay. Then we command A, command C, and then we go back in here, and we can just take this channel right here. Let's turn these off for now. We'll take this channel, command delete, command V, and put that in. Now let's click on it, make it a spot, make it a black, say okay. Okay, let's go back over here and let's command Z, command option Z, command option Z again. Let's go up here. Let's go to adjustments. Let's go to black and white. This time we're going to go to maximum white. And we're going to say okay. Then we're going to say command I. And then we're going to grab the outside edges and delete. And white is fine. I could have removed it. I could have went in. Actually, you know what? Let me command D. Let me go in my layers. And since I don't need over here for it to be flat, let me just delete that out. That deleted all the white though. But that's fine. Okay. Command D, Command A, Command C. Now this is a base coat. It looks pretty much like my base coat on the other one, though I think I got it right on my other one. So let's go to the channels. All right, here's another channel that I don't really need. Let's Command D. Let's Command V and put that base in there, and then deselect the base. All right, let's make sure we name this BLACK2. Let's we gotta make sure this is a spot. It is a spot. We're going to make it a white. Say OK. We might as well go ahead and make it 85%-ish. Return. We're going to name it base 2 and say OK. Now we're going to go back over here. We're going to Command Z, Command Option 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 Z. We're going to back it into a color document. Go to Image, Adjustments, Black and White, Maximum Black this time. You guys know what I'm doing. Now we're going to Command I. And we're going to go ahead and I think I need to do that again. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and do this. Delete it. There's our highlight white. We got to pull that back dramatically when we get it on the other side. Okay. Now we'll go back in here. Go in our channels. Let's go to this one. Command delete. Command V. Put that in. Command D to deselect. We'll go on here. We're going to go ahead and name this top coat, just to make sure. Oh, I didn't do very good. Alright, top white. Alright, let's make this a white. Say OK. Okay, now I know I need to Command L. I need to drastically take that down in the colors that it would be actually highlighting. I want to highlight here. I want to highlight some of this. With halftones, it's a lot different than the way it's going to ride on here, though. But we'll go like that. Alright, now there's my background and my base. I'm going to take my background up. I don't need my gray or my black, so I'm just going to slide this above the cyan. We'll go here. I'm going to go ahead and invert it to make it that. You see my top white's on. I'm going to turn it off because I'm going to take my base up here. I'm going to have to do a couple of other things to show you some stuff. But there's the base. There's the cyan. There's the magenta. There's the yellow. There's the red. There's the green. There's the purple. And there's the top white, which it's too much top white, but man, that looks good. That looks very good. Look at my colors. It's not going to render perfectly, but it's a perfect pull. Look at the colors. That's all you got to look at. Perfect colors. I got a little bit of gray on my purple. That means I need to pull my purple down a little bit. Command L. Just pull that down. It's not taking it. Oh, it's put more in it. Let's see here. There we go. That's the direction I need to go. Okay, so we know we got that right because we got it right down here. Kind of went back. I might have hit cancel though. Let's not worry about it. The white, Command L. This time I'll make sure I don't hit cancel. Pull it in a little. Say okay. Go in here, make it like a 5% because I wouldn't have it sitting on top. It's missing a piece right here. I don't know why. I don't know. It's probably just some glitch error or something. I probably didn't. But there you go. Let's take this off. And let's take the base off. Now the black we made. Let's move it up here. And let's look at black too. There you go. That's awesome. So that's me pulling the black from the other direction. I don't know. I think I've taught, well, I hate to say taught. I think I've shared some pretty awesome stuff in these videos. I can't wait to post this one. This is an amazing way to do it. Now if you want to go to channels, you just, you want to go separate and you want to halftone them. I'm going to do a video soon. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make myself a note here in a minute because I've got several listed that I want to do. But I'll go ahead and I'll make a note for myself that I want to show halftoning in Photoshop. I've already shown it in the other one. I ran an action in this one. But my action, all it does is convert to a bitmap, go to Smart Object, make a few adjustments, come back, raster, and pull the white out. That's all it does. It's a simple deal. Anyway, I hope you learned. I hope it didn't confuse you. What originally, my phone's going off, I apologize. Originally, what I didn't do was you copy these down here, Command All and copy them. Then you start working them with the cyan first and pulling the rest of the colors out of it. I used to just go up here and grab Command All and then Command inverse, or I would go up and click on it and then click on the reverse, go to inverse, because what it does up there is it gives you the opposite. So when you do it that way, it gives you the right one. So don't make that mistake. Make all these channels if you do it. And as you can see, you can get perfect. Now you can see there's two simulated process on a lot of these plugins. One of them they're running, it's doing like a hue saturation. One of them they're running, it's in the channels panel. Some of them you even have to have the channels panel open or it won't work. Now I'll tell you what's happened. It's creating all these channels. Then it's doing those mathematical equations with 100, it's running through calculations. So now you know what's going on. And now you see that you can do it perfectly yourself and pull the gray out perfectly and get a perfect, I mean, this is perfect like the image. It might be a little less green in the flesh. I don't think so. I think it's just a little more transparent. But you can look at the color here. You can look at the, it's nice. This is the telltale right here. That's why I like to have that built in. Anyway, thanks for watching. Joseph Worthy, Activist Supply. Subscribe.